Hey guys, how's it going? So I have a little change of pace for you today, and it's good to sit back and chill and talk about guns and, in this case, red dots for a little bit. So this is going to be my unboxing and initial review of the new OSight SE. Now look, I'm not a technical Timmy, I'm not high speed, low drag, and there'll be other videos where you can watch somebody doing torture tests and putting tens of thousands of rounds through it. Although I am an avid shooter and have been shooting for 25 years, and I own a good bit of guns and quite a few different red dots, so I'm going to share my initial impressions and also tell you guys what I think about this. Now, OSight did send this to the channel to review. This is not a paid review. They did not pay me a penny, and there were no strings attached whatsoever. So that way I'm able to give you my honest feedback, and you guys are the supporters of this channel. And if you'd like to help support, check out the links down there in the description. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Good to have you here. If you've been around a while, you'll notice I've done several of these OSight reviews, and I've actually been really impressed, starting with the original OSight, moving into the OSight X, which is a really large window RMR footprint, as seen here on my Dagger Compact, and really, really nice item here. The glass is like perfectly clear, probably the nicest I've seen. The dot itself, or the circle, because these are multi-reticle, are awesome. My camera's not going to do it justice here, but if you've ever looked through one of these, you know what I'm talking about. Now we're going to get to this in 1 second, just giving you a little bit of background. Moving into the OSight S, here on my Dagger Micro, same thing as far as the rechargeable case cover, which I kind of think is a cool feature, but some people said they wish it had just a regular old interchangeable battery. That's going to bring us to the new OSight SE. But yet again, dude, this is like a micro compact pistol size here with the Shield RMSC footprint. And same thing. Completely enclosed emitter, which is awesome for EDC, by the way. My camera might not pick it up, but there's dust and lint on the back glass, but not actually interfering with the emitter. Look, I'm a landscaper. When you're cutting grass, it's very dusty. It can rain, there can be mud. I stain decks, there could be deck stain. Cleaning solvents to clean houses, just crazy stuff. And a lot of you guys work out in the trades, and if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you don't, pocket lint. So this has been an awesome little dot. That enclosed emitter, very small, compact, lightweight package, weighing in under an ounce. And like I said, I think the rechargeable part's kind of cool. I don't carry it like this, but when I get home, this is how it charges. Then we also did a video with the OSight S in the green color. You can see rechargeable here with the USB-C. All right, here's the new one. And right away, I'll tell you, this is going to have a replaceable coin cell battery. And when I did the previous reviews, that's something a lot of you said. You're like, yeah, you know, maybe. And some of you thought the magnetic charging cover case is really cool. But a lot of you said, nope, let's just keep it simple. Maybe that recharging is just something else to go out. And some of you were skeptical of that. Well, apparently OSight has listened. And now we're going to see the new SE. Let's see what we've got here. Nice packaging, just like all of their items. Really, nice box, whatever. I know the item inside is what matters most, but hey. Alright, so this is going to show you how to zero it in, both windage and elevation. It's a nice little card. This is a great reminder for those of you that know what you're doing. But for the newbie out there, this is going to walk you right through how to install it, remembering to use a little bit of low strength Loctite or thread lock around there so it doesn't vibrate off. That's very, very important with anything like this. Alright, it says, thank you for being part of the OSight family. Your support is the reason we're here. And all of these products do carry their lifetime warranty. So there's the packaging. Nice high density foam holding the optic here. And yeah, man, right away, just like my OSight S, super lightweight. Like, I think this is like just under an ounce of total weight here. And wow, it's teeny, fully enclosed with the glass not only on the front but on the rear as well. You're going to get some accessories here with a box, and normally OSight does a great job with all of this. Let's check that out as well. And like, I'm not joking. Chime in the comments if you either have one of these, just previous series OSights, or if you've just seen one before, held one up, shot it, you know, whatever. We're talking like very, very clear glass and like a super, super crisp multi-reticle with just a 2 MOA dot, or a circle dot with a 32 MOA circle around it. And the third option is what I'm actually running on these micro compacts right now, with the micro dagger here. And then we have this is the Stoeger STR9 MC micro compact, also an awesome little pistol, by the way. I'm just running the 32 MOA circle. Look, if I'm going to use a small pistol like this for self-defense, it's going to be from me to you, as the old saying goes. And 32 MOA is not that big, from 10 feet, 10 yards, even getting out to 25 yards. Hey, to each his own, but once we're past 25, 30 yards away, that's not exactly what these little pistols are made for anyway. So, I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm nuts or not, but that's my thing. I just like running with a 32 MOA circle. It does come with a multi-tool, screwdriver with a flathead here to adjust that windage and elevation, and then also the bit to install onto the pistol. Alright, this opens up like a little book here. Instruction manual, piece of microfiber, and this instruction manual, it appears to be like the other ones. Very, very informative. It's going to go through how to do all the different settings. Like you've got auto brightness, for example, but you can turn that off and go to manual brightness. You do have the so-called shake awake, and it does go to sleep to save the battery life. Excuse me. And then you have the tackle box, I call it, with all your different screws in there. I like it that they're giving us a wide array of hardware. Keeps it very organized. And even within these little boxes, they're like little custom cut high density foam. Again, packaging isn't everything, but I'll tell you what, man, not having the right screws and stuff is tough. And this is a really cool way to store all this stuff so you can have it for other applications later on, if you're switching stuff around or whatever it happens to be, right? Alright, so this is going to come with a button cell battery installed, it appears. And you can see this is the side loading tray, which is nice. A lot of you remember more of the old school options where you'd have to come in from the bottom. Two problems with that. You'd have to take the dot off the pistol, and you're going to lose your zero when you do that. That's just the way this works. Those of you that know, you know. You might be able to get it close, but to do a good job, you kind of have to go back to the range and re-sight in every time you take this on and off. You're not going to have that issue here. The other issue with the older bottom loading style is a lot of times you rely on a little gasket to seal up against the slide. All slides are cut different. Sometimes the optic hangs over a little bit, and I've had it to the point on different pistols. Not with these. This is a very slim little format. But it hangs over enough where I'm worried about that waterproof seal getting compromised. No, where they're able to completely seal it down here on the bottom. And it's literally just a matter of taking a little screw out, which they are going to give you that screwdriver for it, to be able to change that battery out. Now, this is going to have super long battery life. You can check and see what that's all about in the manual. Geez, I'm having a hard time getting this little thing out of here. Let's loosen this up a touch. I'm going to loosen the tray with my little screwdriver. It's got the little tab. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I've got the bright studio light so you guys can see better detail. And it does make it a little bit hard for me to look up. So that's why I'm looking down. Because when I look up, I'm like, whoa. Bright lights, right? It's got the little sealing tab that's going to keep the battery from going dead and shipping. And that thing is definitely in there. Just remember, though, you want to always put, they say low strength or medium strength blue. That's up to you. My preference is, I usually kind of like to go with more of a purple thread locker. Vibratite's nice as well. I'll show you one that I really prefer. According to the manufacturer, they say use blue Loctite. Here's a little tip for all of you. If you have screws on your holsters, sights, scopes, dots, I like the Vibratite VC3, or if I'm going to use regular thread lock or purple, which is low strength, this stuff's actually somewhat reusable, meaning you can retorque it without having to reapply. So hopefully that helps one of you out. For the rest of you, you get to sit and watch me run this little screwdriver, which is super easy to do if you're not on camera. Ooh, that's a magnetic screwdriver, and I'm glad it is because that screw's tiny. Alright, so there's our battery tray that comes out of the side, and since I was trying to keep it all on camera, I dropped the battery. I'm going to put this on pause and you should be right back. Alright, some of you were like, dude, come on, man, he just dropped the battery on camera. No, it was all part of the plan. Okay, you got to keep things light and funny, so that's all of your comic relief, so you can all laugh at me now. So, there's our little tray. Now, you would normally do this over the top of your table, obviously, but I'm sitting here in my shop trying to do this from a point of view, and, you know, this is a raw unboxing. Alright. Trying to remember which way this went in because I dropped it on the ground. Alright. So the battery actually appears to go in kind of backwards with the side without the writing facing up. Teeny little battery on here. And alright, we should have some power. We have an up down here. I'm going to hit that to turn it on, and yeah, we do. Right away, it comes with the circle dot. Very bright, very clear. This isn't going to do it justice at all. I'm just showing you that it does work. It's just the way the camera works, guys. But trust me, in real life, this appears to be the same quality of glass as the previous OSight S. Since I'm indoors right now, I'm looking into a dark room, I just manually toggled it down a couple clicks. This has like 10 total brightness settings. 8 for daylight use, 2 that are considered for nighttime, meaning like super, super low, and then just a touch brighter than that. But yeah, man, the glass on this, exceptional. And I know this is a bold statement, and like I told you earlier, I'm not getting paid for this review at all. I'm just trying to help all of you. I've never seen glass better than this, and this is probably the nicest looking glass, as well as just the overall crispness and quality of that reticle. I don't have astigmatism, and some people do, where you see the dot and it shows like a starburst. But on a lot of these, even within this same range, because this is not really that expensive. For more information, by the way, check the link down in the pinned comment. Alright? The pinned comment of this video. But some of the dots that are, like I said, around this range cost-wise, you still see like a little distortion in it. No, not this. It literally looks 100% perfect. I've own quite a few of these. I've shot all the high-end stuff before, and I'll tell you what, nobody's glass and nobody's reticle are better. As far as long-term durability, like I told you earlier, I don't know. Alright, I've been doing some shooting with this one a decent bit. Alright, this is the OSight S, the rechargeable, and they still have these as well. Haven't shot this yet at all because I literally just opened it up. But OSight/Olight's always had a good warranty. I will tell you that. And my initial unboxing and first impressions are awesome. Very, very nice little package. I love the fact that it's made for the micros. Micro compacts with that RMSC footprint. And I just like how clear it is. The window is plenty big enough. Very, very lightweight. And for all of you that weren't too keen on the old recharging system here, which I can understand. So far I've liked it a lot though, just saying. But for those of you that are skeptical of having it recharge and there's no battery you can get to, this may be what you're looking for with that side loading replaceable battery and you want to remember to put your screw back in with a little bit of thread locker. All right, let me know what all of you think down there in the comments. And I need to decide what I want to mount this on so I can get you some more range reviews later. I'm just kind of having a hard time here because I like the original OSight S a lot. And by looking at this, I believe it's going to be the same overall experience, just with the replaceable battery instead of rechargeable. But I don't really want to take either of these off because I like what I have. So I don't know, maybe I need more guns or something so I have something else to mount this to. I guess we always need more guns, right? Alright guys, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.